Where is the position of Mr. Peter Obi in this equation?
Mr. Peter Obi is a member of the Labour Party.
Is he going to run for the presidential race on the platform of the Labour Party?
He's going to declare where he's going to run. He made mention of
as of now,
he is a member.
Is it sufficient to say he's undecided, or he seems confused where to go, whether to go to the left or to go to the right?
At the moment now, Mr. Peter Obi is being sorted for by 7 to 8 political parties. Do you say that he's confused? The point is here. The man is being the most popular candidate in the country at the moment.
So I remember also the PDP are asking him to come back.
That is to tell you, so would you now say that he belongs to PDP? No.
So he actually was out from that place also. So
he's starting from the place that
might be a good place for him to also pitch his tent.
Well, if it's the best choice that all of them can coalesce, all of these political parties, remember, can end up joining the coalition. Do you know that? Because if you have an agreement on a candidate that you believe in, those political parties who believe in it can say, okay, since this is Peter Obi that we want, all of us can work together under the coalition. Then at that point, they can also decide this is the best vehicle that can lead us to that particular winning.
Now let's ask this. Do you think your principal, if he is not picked in a primary, he will submit and work with whoever emerges? Do you think it's about, if it is not me, it can never be any other person?
He has never said so. I always made sure that he said it to everybody that I am not desperate to become the president.
That is just talk.
But then at the same time, he has also said that by so doing, I just want to see Nigeria work. And we as Obedient and many Nigerians are saying, you are the man.
So some people say, why would Mr. Peter Obi not support Atiku Abubakar?
We feel at this particular point in time, we have tested the old personalities and they have failed us woefully. We are looking for people who have energy, who have consistency in what they are saying, who have already connected with those who have neglected for a long period of time the Nigerian youth. And the Nigerian youth are saying, indifferent of their differences of religion, on tribal sentiment, this is the man they feel is going to be the right person to lead us. And they are going there.
Now, there is a Southerner as the sitting president today.
Yeah.
If Mr. Peter Obi believes so well in the town of the South, why is it difficult for him to join force with the government of the day?
Fantastic. If the government of the day has performed above par, it couldn't have been calling for reinstatement in just 2 years of his tenure.
No, he started moving out even before the government of the day spent 6 months. Because he was consulting, which means he never even gave the government an opportunity to
because perform. Right from the beginning, he questioned the credibility of the present government, right from the beginning. And so he did not stop.
And government that won popular votes, Nigerians voted somebody in, and you are questioning the credibility?
We started questioning the credibility of even the contestants right even before the elections. And we're looking for government who represent the interests of the people.
And we went ahead.
We went ahead to question even the credibility of the announcement of the results of the elections. And we said it from day one because there were 2 elections that took place on that day. The 2 elections that took place on that day were that of the Federal House of Representatives and the Senate, and that of the presidency. On that day, the result and the voting took place on the same day. And the election result was simultaneously being released only for the Federal House of Representatives and Senate, and that of the President had glitches. So from day one, we had issues.
Sometimes when I hear people talk about Peter Obi and Nigerian politics, I can only conclude that it is either they do not truly understand what is happening in the political atmosphere of Nigeria right now, or they are simply being insincere with their opinions. Because if you actually pay attention to the current political environment, you will realize that certain questions and arguments being raised about Peter Obi do not even make sense at this stage. How can someone be asking about the party Peter Obi will run under at this moment? In a political atmosphere like Nigeria's, that kind of question is not only unnecessary, it is also risky. It is not even politically healthy for Peter Obi to disclose such information now. Everybody knows how Nigerian politics works. The moment he mentions a party, that party automatically becomes a target. Pressure will begin, distractions will begin, attempts to destabilize the party will begin. That is exactly what happened with the Labour Party. There were sudden internal crises, court cases, confusion and division, all aimed at creating instability. So it is only wise that Peter Obi takes his time and does his homework thoroughly before announcing anything. Politics is not a rushed game. This is not a situation that requires emotional decisions. It requires strategy, patience, research, and careful planning. Anybody who truly understands politics will know that silence at this stage is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is better to be quiet now and move wisely later than to speak too early and regret it. This is also not the era of Jonathan or even Buhari. The political terrain has completely changed. The strategies that worked back then can no longer work now. Things are tougher, more complicated, and more aggressive. Unfortunately, and surprisingly to many, Buhari even appeared more democratic than the current administration. That is something I never thought I would ever say, but it has slowly turned out to be the reality. The political environment today is tighter, more sensitive, and more intense. So whoever wants to survive in it must move with extra caution. Peter Obi, whether people want to accept it or not, is the most sought-after politician in Nigeria today. No other politician generates the kind of conversation, attention, support, and debate that he does. Even people who claim they are tired of hearing his name cannot stop discussing him. That alone shows relevance. A man whose name keeps appearing in discussions day after day is not fading away. If anything, it proves that he is still very much a major factor in Nigerian politics. I have seen people claim that his fame is fading away, and honestly, I always laugh when I hear that. Because true political influence is not measured by noise alone. It is measured by loyalty, by consistency, and by the ability to stay relevant even when you are not speaking every day. Let Peter Obi simply announce the platform he will run under, and once he secures the ticket of any political party, the obedience will return in full force. The same energy we saw in 2023 will resurface, and even more. People will mobilize, the youth will get involved again, supporters will speak out again, volunteers will rise again. The movement will come back stronger, more organized, and more determined than before. Not because of blind loyalty, but because of what he represents to many Nigerians: hope, discipline, accountability, and the possibility of something different. So instead of asking unnecessary questions or spreading the wrong narratives, people should simply watch, observe, and understand the situation better. Politics is like a chess game. The best moves are not always the loudest. Sometimes the most powerful move is silence.